welcome to the American Sports Connection. I'm your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy who's turning into the crazy cat dude now, Ryan Ennis. Ryan, how's it going, man?
I am doing swell. A little under the weather, but I am doing swell. This is the first time I've been sick in fucking 2 years, bro. This is awful.
What do you got, like the flu or something?
No, just a regular cold, man. But that shit's knocked me out. Yo, if I tell you I slept, I slept 19 hours out of 24.
I remember I had messaged you, or you messaged me, and you said you had slept like 6 hours straight through. And no, I take that back. You posted that on social media. You had slept like 6 hours in the middle of the day, and that you weren't going to sleep that evening. And then you said you slept like another 8 or 9 that night.
Yeah, I slept another 6.5 that fucking day. I like that night. So
I can hear it. You sound nasally.
yeah, I mean, I still feel so much better than I did yesterday. Like yesterday, man, I couldn't get off my couch. I've been curled up on my couch for the last, couple of days because I don't want to get my wife re-sick. She was sick last week. Like that's how I got sick from her.
Wait till you have kids and they bring all their little nasty fucking germs home.
I am not looking forward to this, man.
Because I think it was last year was like his school year last year was like the sickest I've ever been in like a 9-month period.
No,
just like shit like that, like little head colds and which I think are miserable.
Yeah, bro, this fucked me up, man. This really fucked me up. Just not used to being sick like this. I'm usually pretty healthy.
Yeah, I hear you, man. All right, before we get rolling, don't forget to follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all at ASC Pods. You can check out our entire catalog on B Plus Player Radio. Find them on Twitter at B Plus Radio. And don't forget to visit our sponsors over on Twitter. Too Sweet Magazine. You can find them on Twitter at 2TOO Sweet Mag. I think the one like big news thing that's happened today was Impact got their new network for the time being.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's a network that like nobody fucking has because apparently it's owned by the company that owns them.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the name of it because I just read it earlier and I don't remember the name. Here it is, Pursuit Channel.
Yeah, I know it's something stupid. Yeah, I was gonna say like erection or something like that. I know it's gonna be something dumb. Well, I mean, good for them. Yeah, obviously the company isn't making money off of this. Obviously, if they own it, so it's not like they got some kind of a deal. I guess they just agreed in principle to carry it on their own network. I guess they make more money this way than they lose, I guess.
Yeah, because apparently Anthem is like co-owner of this channel, or they have like some money in it, like something like that. And this is kind of a band-aid until they can get
A
on
stopgap.
find a bigger deal.
I mean,
Because I know they were negotiating with WGN America, I think it is. WGN America and True TV and Sci-Fi, I believe, was the other one.
I mean, look, they're not going to get anywhere near the money that WWE got. So anybody who is going to, like, I don't want to hear people when this deal comes out because people are just going to, oh, it's not like WWE. WWE got over $1 billion, I mean, yes. I don't know. Impact should be a lot better than where they are because if you think about where WWE was in their, like, 18th year compared to where Impact is. But, it's gone through so much bullshit. any TV deal that they get on a major network is an upgrade to what they've been having. So I mean, that's just reality.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, their product right now is really good. It's just how do I want to? I don't want to say they have like the name dragging them down, but it's just they have like a stigma, I guess you would say.
Well, I mean, I see that there are people who are turning around. They dropped the TNA, which is one of the dumbest names for fucking. I don't know what TNA has to do. I know what Total Nonstop Action, but like tits and ass. I mean, like, and it came out around the time where TNA was a thing. Like, you know, where
Yeah, in the early 2000s.
So,
It'll just be interesting to see if they can find a bigger network, you know, kind of piggyback off of this.
yeah. Otherwise, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, like, I'm sure there's gonna be a bigger network somewhere. I just don't know where that somewhere is.
I mean, shit, even if they could get like True TV, that's a big get for them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's something that's gotten in a lot of homes. They just need to increase, you know, the amount of homes they're in. Because I'm pretty sure I don't get Pop now in Time Warner.
Do you have? It's the old TV Guide channel. If you had that, then you have Pop.
I don't think I do.
I have
a guide.
I have Pop. I don't have the new one.
Oh.
Because I looked it up on Comcast to, like, you know, you could go on like their website and like type it in to see if they have it. I would have to like upgrade to get it.
And there's a pretty good chance, if it's one of those channels, it's a pretty good chance that that's how it is with Time Warner. Because I'm finding out that there's a lot of things that we don't have now that we had for free with part of Sling.
Okay.
I was a big fan of Sling.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't know you didn't have it anymore.
The internet went up, so now we can get the internet and cable for what we're playing for the internet and Sling. Because the internet by itself was going up.
I got you.
So now the internet went down like $25, and it just works out that we end up paying less money this way.
No, I understand.
It's just weird having cable now.
I bet.
Like sometimes I'll just like leave it on because we have like New York One here, New York One News, and I grew up with that shit. And not realizing it's a fucking Time Warner only, it's just weird not having New York One local news.
I used to get back in the day. I don't think we get it anymore. We used to get New York 11.
Pix 11.
Yes, when Sean Mooney was one of the news anchors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to get that channel down here.
That's funny. But yeah, so interesting week in the world of wrestling. TLC was this past weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we do have a lot more to talk about. Awesome. What was your thought on the whole pay-per-view?
I thought it was okay. Couple matches I didn't care for. I thought they were just kind of blah. But overall, I thought it was good.
See, it's like, because one of the joys of staying away from the internet and toxic people's opinions is the fact that I watched it, I enjoyed it, and then I went and I see people like bashing it for this, that, or the other thing. And, you know, like, I thought it was an okay, like, pay-per-view. Like, I didn't think it was great, but I didn't think it was
terrible.
Awful. I mean, it was, I thought the women's match stole the show. I thought the tag match was fantastic. The cruiserweights are always on fire.
And they're finally getting to, like, be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, like I always knew that the stuff with Ruby Riott and Natalya was stupid to begin with, but it was good that they put Natalya over. So I was happy with that. Like that wasn't like I would have been upset had Ruby won this fucking angle, or at least this part of the angle, because I'm pretty sure it's not over with.
Yeah.
We knew the Orton match was going to be the Orton match. You know, it's like no surprise. Randy Orton matches are the fucking same all the time.
Yeah, they're bland.
So, I mean, like, there's nothing that really should have been a shock to anybody. Like, the pay-per-view was all right. Ronda Rousey's just boring. Like, all right, we get it. You're good. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we get it. Like, you're okay in the ring. When she cuts a promo, she's awful.
Yeah,
she's
like,
back to being fucking awful.
What a
champion is, and a real champion does this, and a champion perseveres when it's raining out on a Tuesday, and you know,
yeah, I'll give you an example. It's funny you mentioned this, and I don't know if they scripted this for her or she was legitimate. I'm gonna say for the most part she was trying to be genuine, but it just came off awful. I told you I watched Tribute to the Troops last night with my boy, and she had a match, and after her match she cuts like a promo thanking the troops and everything, and it sounded almost word for word like that. Not, you know, what you're saying about a champion and stuff, but very similar.
I mean, she's so generic, and that's WWE's fault. Like, they don't know what to do with her. Well, they want her to be this badass that smiles about everything.
Yeah, well, remember when they let her supposedly write her own stuff, it was really good.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just this whole, like, this is what it means to be a champion, and
yeah, real cookie cutter.
It's awful. It's not even cookie cutter. It's just like whoever's writing this, like, nobody would be able to deliver this okay. Like, this is unfair to her. Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
Shitty fucking writing.
Yeah, it's
bad.
I mean, I want your opinion on something with the show, because I watched the match with Seth and Dean. I thought it was bland, personally, but I had so many people try to convince me that they're like, well, that's good storytelling. You didn't see? I'm like, I don't know about you, dude, but that match was fucking boring.
I mean, I don't know. It turns out Vince was mad. So, I mean, unless these people know more about storytelling than Vince, I'm going to go with my initial gut feeling that it just wasn't a good match. I was not very entertained. Now, I'm usually entertained, so I don't know where the dysfunction was, but I did not think that was a good match.
Yeah, no, like the whole... usually Seth and Dean have good matches, but it was just kind of like, ugh.
That's my exact point. Usually they have good matches. This was not usual for whatever reason. It was
really strange. I thought the thing with Corbin was cool, just to see him finally get his comeuppance, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the issue I had was they did it at the pay-per-view, and then they basically did the exact same thing on Monday night.
Well, I mean, like, that's... To me, that's not the exact same thing, because now this was in, like, it's different because, like, this is official in front of Vince now and the family, and it's, whereas the other one, like, you know, he could claim that he was getting, you know,
ganged up on.
Yeah, like, here's something from the chairman of the board, you know, I mean, it's kind of like a nice proper way to end the storyline. Like,
okay,
here,
that's fair.
Like here he cheated. Like, okay, well, now we're gonna make the match exactly that way, and it's kind of, for those fans, it's complete payback. So long as they don't go back and continue with this nonsense, so long as they move on for it.
Yeah, that was my fear, that you're gonna have the same thing happen over and over again.
We'll see where it goes, but for it to be a write-off, which is what it seemed that it was, because that was
he
the
needs to
only
go
thing.
away for a while.
Or that angle needs to go away. He could come back as just Baron Corbin, but
Right? Yeah. No. Yeah, I got you.
which I thought he was perfect as Constable, and I think that really helped his career. I really do. I think it got him. People looking. I don't want to say main eventer, but
Upper middle card.
a starring act. Because I'm trying to think about it in the way of TV. Like, I wouldn't put him in the main event, but he's believable being in there with main eventers after this.
Okay.
But that's, to me, I mean, he was slowly growing on me, but I think this role was perfect for him, that allowed him to grow as a character in front of a larger audience. Because when he came in, he was bland. Now, if anything, he's a very, very good heel.
I was gonna say, and it helped him vocalize like more things.
Well, yeah, turn him from somebody who supposedly was just very disrespectful about the business and fans and stuff like that, into somebody who they could profit off of that with, and learn to turn that into a character, turn that to 11, so to speak.
And get him in front of the mic more so that he's more comfortable with it, you know?
And I think towards the end, like, he was coming into his own. Like, I think he had finally gotten comfortable on the mic. There were times where I was like, I don't feel like he's acting. I feel like he's living this role right now. Just his body language, just stuff you can't teach.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, I kind of saw that with Asuka when she won the title, because she had it in NXT, like a swagger. That I think the first time I saw it was the first NXT. It was the first takeover she came down as champion, and maybe it was one of the Brooklyn ones. I'm pretty sure. And it's like the way she was dancing around. She was fluid. She didn't look, stagnant. That's kind of what I'm getting kind of out of Corbin now. Like, he's hitting his stride.
Yeah, no,
like
I get what you're saying. I want your opinion on the call-ups that they said are coming up in the near future.
Okay. Anybody in specific, in particular?
No, I just was going to run them down.
Oh, go ahead.
First off, we have your favorite tag team from NXT, Heavy Machinery.
I mean, they've been there for a while. So long as they're not put up as, like, strictly a comedy tag team, I think they could do pretty well.
I would like to see them on SmackDown, personally.
Yes, but that's going to be another talented tag team on SmackDown. And it's going to reduce what we're already seeing of already, like, the most talented tag teams we have.
True. It'll be curious to see where they end up.
Yeah, I mean, like, they'll probably do better in their career if they go to SmackDown. That's just reality.
Oh, totally.
But, it's like on Raw, if they're, like, they had the revival. So,
I totally agree with that.
It's a lot of people may be doubting whether or not this is actually going to be like a real change that McMahon was talking about, but he's suffering record lows a year before he's expected to make $3.3 million every week for his show. He didn't get into this position by being a dumb human being.
It's going to be interesting because when you say 3.3 million, it's automatically going to jump whatever they're pulling on USA because Fox is in more homes than USA. If I'm correct.
Yeah, like I'm sure it's gonna raise, but I don't know by how much. Like how many of these people living in these homes are
Yeah, I
that
got
big
you.
of wrestling fans that it's gonna drastically influence like the number system. I mean, I could
Yeah,
be wrong, but it's just I don't know what that subsection would be.
yeah. All right, let's see here. We have, and he was already announced before they showed these other people. Lars Sullivan.
Um, if he's ready, cool beans. I mean, again, it comes down to if they're ready. I mean, he's been green as fuck as far as I knew. Um, yeah, not long ago, and you kind of saw that where he faced Champa,
Yes.
not Champa, Black. It was like you had all the other talent on the card, and then you had that match, and it was kind of like, ooh, like I could see how green this guy is in comparison.
Yeah, maybe they think that they need to throw him out on the road and get him working more house shows to get seasoning. Because NXT doesn't run a lot of house shows to my knowledge.
I mean, they run some. I mean, like, they run more than I thought. Like, I got very surprised when I found out that they run any to begin with. And apparently, like, they actually go on tour now. Like, it blows my mind because they're like, NXT, and it'll be like, oh, that's not in Florida.
Yeah, like they'll do different parts of the country now. Like they'll do sometimes the East Coast. I'm pretty sure they're going out to like Arizona and California coming up.
Yeah, like, weird places. And I'm like, when the fuck did you start doing this? Like, like, great for them. Like, absolutely. Like, get these guys seasons, get these guys some experience. Like, it's turning into a third brand. Like, I'm so happy.
Yeah, because that's the only way you're going to get better is to just be out there and keep working at it
In front of human beings, yeah.
Yep. Whether it's 5 people or 50,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, it's better to have a couple hundred there to let you know what you're doing is wrong. It's...
Oh, yeah, I just mean, you want people in front of an audience. That's the only way you're going to get better.
No, absolutely.
This is an interesting one for me because I've only seen her once or twice. Lacey Evans.
I mean, I'll be honest, I've never paid attention to her because she's never really interested me, but she could be... I'm putting her as a sleeper, as maybe not as successful as Alexa, but maybe marginally more successful than Carmella.
The last time I saw her, they had her as a 1940s World War II
Pinup model.
Yes, but she was a heel.
Yeah, and her finisher is called the Woman's Right, which is like taken from the suffrage movement.
Yeah.
And it is a wicked fucking punch because she's a former Marine, so that's a tough woman right there. Like,
so she's
legitimate.
got like and I don't want to compare her obviously to this guy, but like one of the Big Show's punches. That's her thing.
Kind of, but not like the stupid wind up like his. Like, hers is just like a cold clock.
Like, just knock you the fuck out.
Yeah, not with like the long fucking dramatic like pull back and punch you in the face.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, like, very patriotic, but the gimmick isn't necessarily patriotic. She's just of that era.
Yeah, like it is, but it isn't.
They need to leave anything strictly Americana out of it. And if they're going to make her heel, just make her heel not because anything related to country or nationality or anything. Like, that's
don't make her like, I'm the turncoat American, blah, 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 bullshit.
Or even a good American heel. Like, you don't need to incorporate nationalities in wrestling. Like, I'm very against that. Like,
you just be you.
like I'm very happy that and again, like I say this loving the gimmick, but I'm glad they don't have Mustafa Ali like Habib from the car wash. And I say this, I love Habib. I love WrestlePro. I think what they do is fantastic. But I'm glad, and I'm glad that they're doing Habib because it works for their crowd. Like, fantastically. I mean, he's so over.
Real quick story. I was there, this has been a while ago. I was there when him and CPA won
the tag team titles.
That place exploded when they won.
Yeah, no, it's they're good. I mean, like, he's a good dude, but it's such a stereotypical gimmick, but that's such something that WWE would do.
Oh, totally.
I mean, look at fucking Jinder Mahal with his guru gimmick now.
Yeah, it reminds me of what the hell was that awful movie that Michael Myers did?
The Love Guru?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of.
Well, I mean, he's an Indian playing somebody doing fucking yoga.
Yeah, it's like the Love Guru mixed with DDP.
Or it's Indian meditation and yoga.
That too.
He's Indian, let's just make him a yogi. I mean, Indians are the ones who invented yoga.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, I'm just glad they don't have him with a fucking dot on his head all the time. Although, with him,
Lord,
I was okay with him wearing the turban because that's more of a religious thing.
Yes.
Than an Indian thing. But then, I don't think he's of that religion. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think he is.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
I mean, but he could be sick, non-practicing.
Yeah, he could be a non-practicing Sikh.
But, I mean, again, that what he believes in is not my business. The fact that his passport says he's from Canada and he's billed as from America, that I can argue.
Yeah.
That I can complain about.
All right, let's see who else we got here. EC3.
Yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. I just hope that they have something for him. But yeah, I think he has the most chance of flourishing if given the right chance.
Yeah, I agree with that. And last, but certainly not least, Tony's... Yeah, it's... what the hell am I saying? Nikki Cross.
Yeah, I was about to say, Tony Storm didn't get called up, bro.
Yeah.
Long overdue. But I also think that she's served a purpose in NXT for a while. I think she was integral in the Johnny Gargano storyline with the he's coming. As soon as stupid as it may be, I think she was integral as a character, which WWE hasn't had it. I don't want to say they haven't had a need of. They haven't had storylines that have had a need.
Well, her doing that reminded me of a movie from back in the day. That he's coming.
Okay.
It's just the names. I can picture it in my head. I just don't remember the name.
Oh, I don't know.
If it comes to me, I'll tell you. But no, I thought it was really well done.
But she reminds me more of Luna than any other real wrestler. Yeah. Because you have, like, Rosemary, but that wasn't Luna. Luna was just fucking crazy. There was nothing spooky about Luna. She was just a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, she was just batshit crazy.
And there needs to be more of that, in my opinion, in wrestling. Like, there's a gaping hole for a very good, insane heel like Luna in pro wrestling.
Yeah, what's interesting is, and I'm sure you know this, she's been working the house shows for the last month.
Luna?
Cross.
Oh, okay.
Because she debuted on SmackDown a couple weeks ago.
Was that really a debut, or was that like they were in England, so they decided to have her come out?
Well, yeah, they could have. That's fair. Yeah, they could have just done that. I hope they stick her with Sanity, if that's the case.
Really? Because Sanity hasn't been on TV at all. I don't know if I want her with Sanity. Because what are they doing with Sanity? They literally just put them back on. Now maybe they're going to do something with them. Like, that was something cool from SmackDown. Like, they actually had Sanity be part of something. But, you know, who knows where that's going to go.
That was my fear with them, that they were just going to get called up and be taken off TV.
I mean, it's what happens.
You know, where they've been, I think they've just been doing, like, main event.
I mean, you know, who knows where it's going to go. Now, again, you know, it's like I told you the other day, I'm more than willing to give this a chance, and it's like that requires giving it not even like 2 or 3 weeks. It's letting it play out over time. But that's the realest we've ever seen Vince McMahon, where he basically said, like, we've been making mistakes, we've been wrong, like, in the entire time of...
I can't ever remember Vince McMahon saying, I was wrong.
Yeah. Like, and truthfully, I believe that he is smart enough to realize that maybe his fans might know what they want. And, you know, maybe they're going to start, you know, doing some stuff. They can't do everything, and stuff has to still make sense, and there still has to be a corporate drive behind things, because not everything the fans want is really going to generate money.
I was going to say, if that's the case, you know, if you listened entirely to your audience, you'd be, you know, you go bankrupt, because, you know, X amount of time they might like this person, and then something happens and they turn on them already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, people need to understand
they're very fickle.
All right, Daniel Bryan. I haven't heard that word all of a sudden in the past 3 weeks. I've heard it like 6,000 times, and it's like, oh my Lord, Daniel Bryan, everywhere. Yes, yes, yes. Like, thank you for, like, he should come up with a new word every week, and then the whole motivation behind the gimmick is teaching people, like, new words.
Yeah, the intellectual savior.
But you can't bill him as that. He just has to do it every week, and after like 52 weeks, he'd be like, I gave you a year worth of new words. And it'd just be the truth. And he'd just be like an overall good guy. Because look, he taught you shit.
That's funny. Speaking of which, he took a nasty knee to the head this week in the main event of SmackDown.
Yeah, you know, and I know you mentioned that there are people who are making a really big deal about it because, you know, it's Daniel Bryan, and, you know, he got hit in the head, and they're making a big deal about the fact that it was a botch, and it's not a big deal that it was a botch. It's a big deal that he got cracked at the fucking head, but, I mean...
Yeah, with somebody's knee, basically.
Yeah, it's a, you know, luckily, he ended up being okay to do the next taping, but the internet has every right to kind of worry because of what he went through to get back into shape, and it's like it was his concussions. It wasn't like he had a bad neck. He risks brain damage.
Well, and and you brought up a good point off air that you said when we both said, well, thankfully he's okay because he worked the next tapings, which were right after SmackDown went off air. But for everyone that doesn't remember, he was supposed to have concussion testing after every match. And there's no way that, in my opinion, that you would have been able to know if he was having concussion symptoms that quickly.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, part of his deal coming back was that he would submit to testing after every match, and even after a match where it doesn't look like he sustains much damage, which his current moveset, which I said if he went more to a ground and pound kind of moveset would extend his career because he's not taking as many bumps, but then again he does back suplexes off the top rope and shit. he took a legitimate shot to the head, and the fact that they cleared him so quickly makes me wonder, like, what kind of procedure they're actually giving him. Now, do you know if he actually took bumps during the second set of tapings?
If you give me a second, I'll find out.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know if I read the tapings for SmackDown. I know I read them for Raw, and I was kind of disappointed because I know I told you just to.
I read them. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, like, but that's why I'm saying we have to give it some time, like, to be objective.
Personally, I think, and we discussed this off air, that they should have waited till after the first of the year to do this.
Well, yeah, because they're gonna have kind of filler episodes for the next 2 weeks. Is really who in their right mind is going to be spending Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve watching Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, and that's no disrespect to them. It's just you're going to be with your family.
Yeah, there's not a lot of priority for Monday Night Raw on New Year's Eve. Everybody's getting fucking wasted. Nobody really gives a fuck. I mean, me and you will probably be watching it, but
yeah, because that's how exciting he didn't get physical. He got physical, but he didn't actually have a match. He basically attacked somebody.
Well, still, I mean, if you have a concussion, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but.
But you made a great point. It's like the same thing with the NFL's concussion testing, where they literally will just pull you off and bring you in the little blue tent. There's no way to really know right away if you're, messed up or not.
Yeah, especially with like concussion syndrome. Concussion symptoms can take more than like 30 seconds to materialize. So a lot of times they're like, "Yep, he's good," and he may not even be suffering from the symptoms yet.
And Lance said, "Quit spoiling Raw. I'm not going to watch."
Did we even talk about the results of Raw?
No, he's just messing with us. I might watch because I'm not really doing anything for the holidays. I'm just kind of chilling out, so. But I think it's cool to see Mustafa Ali getting a shot on SmackDown.
Oh, absolutely. And I would, as Joey as my witness, who is the first person I started talking about with the first Cruiserweight Classic?
Him.
Fucking Mustafa Ali. I could not be happier for somebody.
When he did what was the crazy move he did?
The fucking back at the springboard Spanish fly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just he won me over with that. Like how fucking easy he did that. I was just that's it. Like he won me so over. But yeah, not only is he in the main event with Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, he pins the WWE champion clean. I couldn't be happier for somebody. I'm so happy that he's getting an opportunity. And like I said, I'm happy he's not like generic Pakistani guy.
Yeah. I like the cool mask that he wears now.
Yeah, he first wore that for Mania. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. It was like a Sub-Zero type mask.
Yeah. Real cool. I think he's going to get a lot of people behind him. I really think he has a future. I'm such a mark for him. I think he's so talented. He used to be a police officer for Chicago. He has a young family.
See, that's crazy. I didn't know he was a former cop.
This is the first time you're ever hearing of it?
Yeah, like legitimately.
Oh, because they mentioned it like a lot.
Maybe I heard it and just don't remember.
But yeah, he's a former Chicago police officer, which is super impressive.
That's pretty cool, man.
And then he gave that up for fucking wrestling. So I mean, like it just
Yeah, to go live his dream. That's crazy. Speaking of cruiserweights, there's the big rumor that was going around, and we have to wait and see, was with Grand Metalik, where he put up on Twitter. It was in Spanish, but basically translated to, should I go wrestle for CMLL, which is a company based out of Mexico, or should I go wrestle in North America on the indie scene?
Yeah.
Which is leading people to wonder if he's been released from WWE.
I mean, it could have something to do with the fact that people realized that the Lucha House Party was fucking stupid.
Because I don't know what his contract is, so I don't know if he can work other dates, or, you know what I mean? Because some of those guys, they can, and others can't, and...
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? It's real tricky. I mean, I always said I thought he was one of the dudes that had the most potential out of all the cruiserweights if they used him correctly.
Yeah, but WWE...
You know, with the mask and everything, dude, make him a good guy. They could have printed money from kids wanting to buy those masks.
Yeah, it's just that they're not smart with doing things. Like, it has to be about the gimmick. Like, look how they do it in New Japan. Just masked wrestlers are masked wrestlers. Period. End of story.
You sound like you're a little far away.
No, they could do it like in
There
New
you
Japan.
go.
They could do it like in New Japan, like where a masked wrestler is just a masked wrestler. That's it. He just wears a mask. That's it.
Yeah,
And he's have a whole
I think that would be cool.
Yeah, but just like, alright, like, no, he happens to wear a mask. Like, you don't have to have some elaborate fucking backstory reason as to why, like, the dude is wearing a mask.
Yeah, no, he's just a masked guy.
I mean, so long as he's not there just fucking speaking fluent English, English. It can't be like El Blanco Loco and just talking with a Boston accent while wearing a lucha mask. Like, I'm sorry, that just does not work.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I don't know if
The only exception is Sami Zayn.
Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me. Him and Kevin Owens got some coming soon vignettes on Raw this week.
Truthfully, unless it's like miracle work, I think that's just like to remind people that they're on the roster. Because I heard that neither of them are going to be cleared to like March. So I don't know if soon is like a relative term.
Well, yeah, that's why they probably said soon, so they don't have to be like coming next week. You know what I mean?
But fucking 4 months, 3 months, like it's.
Hey, like back in '95 when they used to do that shit, where they'd show vignettes of guys and do them for like 3 months, and then they finally show up.
Well, that guy that they did the vignette for like, was it 1 or 2 weeks, and then they let the guy go who was supposed to feud with the Undertaker, the creepy dude.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Not Vance Archer, Vance Cade.
Yes.
But yeah, like the worst gimmick of all time.
Oh, there's some pretty bad ones too.
Well, yeah, but that one was so bad that they fired the guy before he even got to television. That's how you know you got a shitty fucking gimmick.
Especially back in those times when there were like shitty fucking gimmicks galore.
Yeah.
See, we haven't done a show in a while. We didn't get to talk about this because me and you had this conversation on Facebook. It's been a while about Big Cass.
What specifically? About the fact that he had the seizure, or about the fact that people took video of it?
My issue always was just that they were taking photos and video of him.
You know, I kind of look at it differently. I kind of look at it that it's newsworthy because can you be positive you'd be as offended if it was Enzo?
No.
So aren't you being a little hypocritical then?
No, yeah. I guess I would say I have an issue if it was done to any person of notoriety, I guess you would say. I don't know. I just think that's in poor taste. I mean, I understand where you're coming from, what you're saying, why, like, videoing it is okay.
I don't necessarily mean okay. It's not something I would go out and do, but I wouldn't look at somebody and judge them because, Big Cass is a public figure by his own desire. He suffered a medical condition. People, I saw people say like, "Well, why couldn't more people call the cops?" Well, first of all, any wrestling event is supposed to have medical on site. So having 15 people call an ambulance,
it's not helping.
Yeah, and it's like, unless you're a trained medical professional, you're not supposed to actually jump in on something unless you're directed by a trained medical person. The worst thing to do is stand in a group. So everybody standing there was contributing, to it not being a wonderful environment. Would I have recorded it and then put it on the website? No, unless I was a newscaster. But sometimes they show awful things on the news because it's relevant news. It may not be nice, but, it may stop a promoter down the line from wanting to take a chance at hiring him. Yeah, it sucks for him, but it could save a promotion a lot of money in liability.
Yeah, I talked to him briefly earlier in the day before this happened, and he didn't look well.
Were you at the show that it happened?
Yes.
So you were in the building when it happened?
I was literally like 200 feet or less from where he was seizing.
I mean, like, look, again, I wouldn't have done it, but I'm not going to judge somebody who did it unless they sold it to make money. But to share it as a fact of the matter, like so long as people aren't publicly sharing it and making fun of it. Like, a friend of mine and I don't have, just fucked up sense of humor, but we both know it, so we don't take anything serious. So we were joking, we were, saying his new gimmick should be Big C's and his finisher should be Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
Yeah, Jesus.
Like, we just try to one-up each other on who could say the most awful thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's like, we wouldn't be saying this if the guy died. I mean, it's like, we want the guy, of course, to be well. We don't wish the worst on anybody.
From what I've been hearing after that happened, apparently he has an issue with alcohol. Like, he has an alcohol problem.
I mean, I don't want to say that I could tell by the way his body blew up, because I seen a picture of him.
Yeah, he's really heavy. And I have no room to talk, but from where he was, a few months ago to now, you're like, whoa.
No, I mean, he looked pretty good shape when he came back.
Yeah.
And to me, that's just a sign of alcohol. Like, that's like alcohol fat.
Totally. Funny story about this. Because there was a Icons of Wrestling convention during the day that he was at, and he was supposed to work the show. He was doing an angle on the show of House of Hardcore later that night. Well, my boy was there. He was running around. I was helping Brian Cage that day. Well, my boy comes up to me later in the day, and he said, I talked to Big Cass. And I said, oh, that's cool. What did you tell him? Or what did you say to him? He said, I told him I was glad when you booted Enzo in the face. Or in the head, or something to that effect, he told him.
See, I just don't get, like, what do people expect wrestlers to retort with a statement like that, though?
I know.
It's like, that's not a way to, like, endear yourself. Like, to ask a marky-ass, like a really marky-ass question like that. Not to be a dick, but it's like, really, what do you expect the guy to respond to that? Oh, yeah, I mean, like, he didn't really kick him in the head. It's fucking wrestling.
Of course not.
So it's like, yeah, I was scripted to do that. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get wrestling fans sometimes. And again, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's just like it makes wrestling fans like us look really dumb when there's people who go and say stupid things like that. You know what I really enjoyed? When you were scripted to kick them in the face. Like, I'm sorry. I know I sound like a dickhead, but it's just...
No, you're fine.
I just feel that ruins it for when, like, an actual fan comes across.
No, I understand. That's when I got to meet David Arquette. He was actually a pretty cool dude.
That surprised me. I was like, oh shit, like that's really fucking cool. Like I don't mark out often. I probably would have marked out a little bit for David Arquette because he's just such a random person in fucking
He
wrestling.
had a huge line. Like, tons of people wanted to meet him, and when I got up to him, I dealt with his handlers and stuff, and he goes and literally, like, gave me this giant hug before we take that picture, and he's like, hey, what's your name, man? And we're talking for, like, a few minutes, and I'm not a big autograph seeker. Like, get, like, an autograph picture. It's just not my thing. I'd rather just get a photo with somebody,
Yeah.
And he goes, what's your name? And I told him my name, and he signs an autograph picture. I was like, nah, dude, I just, wanted a photo. You don't have to do that. He's like, no. He's like, you can have it for free. Take it.
Yeah, I'll definitely take a free fucking...
Yeah, he gave it to me for free. So I think the people that brought him got in his ear because he was charging a certain amount when I met him, and then when the House of Hardcore show started, he was charging triple that amount.
Oh, that's crazy.
But no, either way, it wasn't super expensive. It was just funny. He was a real cool dude. This is what happened. He got in his match. He got saved by the Sandman at the end, and he came out because they were in the ECW arena, and he came out. Well, Bubba Ray came out as the bad guy and beat up him and the Sandman. Well, it went south quickly because Bubba speared him, and David kind of didn't fall all the way down, and when he did it, he kind of got up in like a mounting position like you would in MMA.
Okay.
And David just starts hitting Bubba in the face with live rounds.
Oh, Jesus.
And the only reason I knew this, because long story short, Bubba power bombs David through a table. That's like the end. Well, when Bubba did that, he got up and he had a big puffed up, busted lip. And I was like, oh man, that's not good.
Yeah, he's supposedly like one of the few real tough guys in wrestling, Bubba.
Yes. It looked like he powerbombed him a little harder than he should have for fucking his lip up. But that's Bubba. I've heard a lot of not nice things about Bubba Ray.
Yeah, so have I.
I mean, I've personally never dealt with him, but you know how people like to talk.
Oh yeah, no, I just heard not positive things about Bubba. Also, he's not a pleasant human being.
Yeah, no, but that was fun. Cage is a really cool dude.
I have heard that.
Because we were talking, because he just recently got engaged to Melissa Santos.
From Lucha Underground, Melissa Santos?
Yeah, that's his baby mom.
Oh, awesome.
And I was just congratulating him and stuff, and he's like, yeah, we've, been together, it's been official for a while, but we just haven't made it, like, publicly official. And I was like, hopefully it doesn't cost you, because dude, you just had a wedding. I was like, I hope it doesn't cost you a lot. And he goes, yeah, or I said something like that, because I remember mine cost me a lot, like 10 years ago. And he's like, oh, it's going to cost at least $30,000.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But no, he was fun to hang out with for a day. I've never really met him, but my God, he's a huge human being.
And you got to spend most of the day with him? It was
hanging out all day with him, yeah, basically.
That's so cool, man. Those experiences are priceless. I'll take that over any fucking autograph or picture.
Hell yeah.
I mean, like, again, spend the day with Kevin Follow was real fucking cool just because it was... You don't expect it. Like, it's just like, all right, you know, this is cool. This is really cool.
Yeah, because they're two good dudes.
Oh, yeah, they got a book. Yeah, I think we mentioned that last time. They got their fucking book now in Amazon. But I mean in Barnes and Noble.
It's sold out on Amazon, right?
It's sold out the first day. I'm sure they were able to get a new stock.
Yeah, I thought it did.
But yeah, they had hard copies inside of Barnes and Noble in Manhattan.
Dude, that's really awesome.
Yeah, that's got to be really something.
Yeah, I would kind of mark out for that, like if I had my own book or something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I would. That just being able to see my own book in a fucking bookstore, yeah, bro, that'd be kind of cool.
All right, before we get out of here for tonight, what do you have planned for this weekend before the holiday?
Oh, I was gonna, because we still haven't gotten to it, I was gonna ask you what you thought of the main event from
Yeah, we can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, the main event from the pay-per-view.
The Becky's
ladder match. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was one of the best TLC matches that I've seen. Like, just all around. Like, I thought it was perfect. I thought it made Asuka.
I don't normally get marky for a lot of things. I marked out for that because I was really happy for her.
Bro, I legitimately was just sitting on my couch watching it, feeling a little under the weather because I watched it the next day. I went to bed, I don't want to say early, but I went to bed right before the main event started Sunday, knowing that I was going to be able to watch it before I saw any spoilers. But I'm laying on my couch watching it, and it took us like about a second for it to dawn on me. I was like, "Oh my God, Asuka's the champion," because I didn't see it happening.
It didn't. It didn't register.
Like we brought up the first week that we weren't sure whether it was going to be pinfall because they brought her in and figured she was coming in just to take the pinfall.
Yeah.
Once they announced that it wasn't, we were like, all right, you know, but she's still not winning. Like, this is still a way to protect whoever loses. They gave her the fucking title, bro.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah, so was I. So,
especially because from what I read, she doesn't sell a lot of merch.
But how much merch is really out for her? Because the fan support is definitely there.
Oh, hell yeah.
So it just may be a matter of maybe reevaluating what merchandise they do have, because if she's getting the ovations and the support she does get from people cheering, then maybe want to reevaluate. Like, some men have a problem wearing women's merchandise to begin with. Like, but find a way.
I'm looking as we're talking, so keep going.
You know, because I'm not, you know, I'm also not really talking about, like, you know, if she has any fucking ornaments and stuff like that. I couldn't give a fuck less about, like, I'm talking about, like, shirts and hats and like designs in general.
She's got quite a few shirts, a pint glass, a standee, like, you know, the big standee things.
Yeah, but how many designs on the shirt? Because you can have 5 slots but be one design. So you have kids, you have adults, you have,
yeah,
you know.
Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so it's, you know, now maybe people will, and maybe the people who are willing to buy it realize she's been booked so piss poorly. She's the first woman to win a Royal Rumble, and she lost her main event.
Yeah, that could be it too.
So now
Wow, and
maybe.
then they have custom tees for her.
What do you mean custom tees?
It says WWE custom tees.
And what does that mean?
It's like I guess custom designs, because one's called like Tomorrow Brings Danger, No One Is Ready, and Empress of Tomorrow, and they're all unisex T-shirts. They come in like 6 different colors.
But is there a design already for them?
Yes.
Oh, so it's just probably like you pick the design and whatever color shirt you want to put it on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it's still the same 5 designs.
These are 3 different. It's completely different from the other ones I was telling you about.
Okay. Do those tend to look nicer?
They look a little fancier, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're more money.
Okay.
And now that I keep going down, there's actually more customs than regular shirts.
Interesting. I mean, like, I could also see that. It allows people, like, to get exactly what they want.
Yeah, like, there's 3 tank tops, and then the rest are regular t-shirts.
Oh, I count that all, like, so long as it's one design, I count that all as one. Because
No,
it's still...
they're all different designs.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, so she has a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's not fucking advertised well then, I'll say that.
She's got, like, legitimately almost an entire page full.
Interesting.
But like you said, maybe now that she's won the title, you'll see a little, more come her way, or people buy more. Especially with the holiday deals.
I mean, you also have to make desirable things like that people are going to want to wear. It's, if a lot of guys don't want to wear women's, shirts. I mean, like, I got a Sasha Banks shirt in one of the loot boxes. I only wear it at home because I don't want to, like, look like a fucking creep if I wear it in public.
I understand. But I just can't help but laugh. But no, I get it.
I mean, but I'd probably rock a fucking Asuka shirt, and not feel creepy.
No, because she's a badass.
Yeah, because I feel like, because she can legit kick the shit out of you.
Speaking of which, before I forget, they have already announced her against Becky Lynch for the Rumble.
Then I thought Paige came back and said, "Oh, I was wrong. And it hasn't been confirmed, unless it's been confirmed by WWE now."
I'm pretty sure it has.
All right, because this morning I heard that, Paige said something like, "With my last act as general manager, I have made this," and she came back a couple hours later saying that wasn't the case.
Huh. I have to wait and see then.
Yeah, I know she definitely came back and said, it wasn't the case. Because I was like, huh, that's weird that they would make her do that. Like, they may really not have a fucking plan to do it then.
I'm intrigued. Because everything the way this story's been told, in my opinion, is going to end up being Charlotte, Becky, and Ronda at WrestleMania.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because that means Asuka's going to drop the title and then be out of the picture by then. But
not necessarily.
The Raw title or not for a title?
Not. I was going to say either not for a title or for the Raw title.
But you're going to take your 2 best females and put them on Raw?
Yes, I'm not sure. Unless it's going to be one of those. I don't even know if they still do them, like the cross-brand matches.
I don't know. They're so adamant that the only time that, they in head-to-head competition is that fucking Survivor Series. Even though
nobody remembers.
Well, even though, they're in pretty head-to-head competition in the Royal Rumble.
Hell yeah.
And the fucking, the Grand Prix, the World Cup.
Totally.
But all right, man.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you before we roll out was what do you have planned for this weekend before the holiday hits?
Recovering, just getting healthy because I still slept a lot of today, so I'm definitely not over being sick.
I'm doing nothing because tomorrow is the boss's birthday.
Tomorrow's your mom's birthday?
Yep.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to just chill out and probably I'll order her, because she had mentioned to order her like a pizza or something and chill out. Nothing exciting or noteworthy.
Oh, well, happy birthday.
Yeah, it'll be nice and quiet. Other than that, just watch football on Sunday.
Yeah, somehow I'm in the fucking finals and Winston's going to beat me and I'm going to hate him because I was okay with losing last week. Like, me and my wife had a long talk about it the other day about how I hadn't started the backup to like the running back for Kansas City, and they played on Thursday last week. So I was like, all right, I just lost. And if you go back and look at the score, Sergio and I had the worst, absolute worst playoff game in the history, and somehow I ended up winning.
He's not happy with me because I beat him last week.
Oh, bro, he lost the worst fucking game in history. Like I was willing. Like my wife was there in the morning. I found out where I was like, let me just see what's going on with this, and I was like, how the fuck did I win? But yeah, if I manage to beat fucking Winter, I'm gonna be. I don't see it. I just don't see it happen. I mean, in a season where I drafted Le'Veon Bell, have Kareem Hunt, and now Joseph Connors, who's hurt, and the fact that I still went 11-2 and made it to the championship, like I couldn't have asked for more.
Yeah, that's a win in itself.
Yeah, bro. Like half my roster's been hurt all season. So
awesome. Now,
all right,
for everyone, no matter what you celebrate, or even if you don't celebrate, since by the time we come back, it'll be after the holiday. Enjoy your holiday, whatever you celebrate, and hopefully it's safe and you have, a good time with your family.
Yeah, I hope everybody has a safe and happy holiday. We should be back before
New Year's.
So I hope everybody gets what they want for Christmas. And because this show doesn't kowtow, I'm going to play some of the greatest Christmas song of all time.
I love this song.
It's fucking great. There you go, guys. Merry Christmas from the both of us to you and your family.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.